Welcome back to the Sports Source. This segment of our program is brought to you by Madisonville Marine. 2 weeks. That's about how long you have to take advantage of rebates of up to $2,500 on Skeeter bass boats at Madisonville Marine. This deal runs only through October 14th, so about 2 weeks to get down to Highway 411 North in Madisonville and check out their huge showroom. Great selection of Skeeter bass boats, and depending on which one you buy, you can get up to $2,500 back. There's no better place to buy a boat than Madisonville Marine. No better basketball analyst in town than the guy that I kept you waiting in the wings, Mark Pankratz, former Vol assistant coach, former D1 basketball player. Thanks for being with us.
Thanks for having me.
All right, I want to start. You know, it's funny, since last we spoke on the show, lots happened. Rick Barnes got himself a nice big raise. There was the UCLA flirtation. You've had roster churn left and right. You had a bunch of Vols drafted into the NBA. Let's take a look at this year's roster and talk about some of the newcomers. Now, what you got, this is the way UT lists them on their official roster. Guards, forwards, they don't have anybody listed as center. Technically, they have Eve Pons listed as guard and forward. But the T means transfer. The F to the right of the name simply means freshman. So you see a lot of newcomers. Victor Bailey transfers in from Oregon, but he is not going to play this year. So he is not on this year's team. But you look at some of those new guys. Mark, you're starting, everybody's going to be looking at Josiah Jordan-James. That's the first name, the 5-star. Thoughts on what are you hearing so far about these new guys in the offseason, starting with him?
Well, he definitely looks the part. He looks the part of a 5-star, looks the part of a one-and-done guy when he walks on the court. Now, when he's out there playing, competing, just like any freshman, you have your highs and lows. But as far as the measurables, his work ethic, the way he just conducts himself, he's an impressive player. The guy that's been most impressive to me as far as on the court is Olivier. He's a guy that they signed really late that kind of blossomed later in his high school career. He's been impressive. Good height, good length, really works hard. He's a guy that I think is going to be surprising. And then Gaines is another guy, a freshman. Reminds me of the build of Jordan McRae. We all remember Jordan McRae. He's as skinny as that pen. But he plays with a different level of toughness getting to the basket. And so there's some definitely talented freshmen on this roster.
One of the guys who everyone's looking at is the transfer from Arizona State, Uros Plavsic. He's not cleared by the NCAA yet, and that's never a good sign when this NCAA stuff drags on. If he's not ready, and to be honest, we haven't seen him. I didn't see him at Arizona State. The guy's 7 foot, though. Okay. Now, in basketball, they usually give you an inch or two. Still, a big man, this team needs big men. If he's not cleared, Mark, what's the solution there for Rick Barnes?
Well, it's going to be tough, even if he is cleared. This team, when you look at up and down the SEC roster, I know we keep talking about we need more size, and we do. We need size because of rebounding. We need size for some ball screen defense. But really, when you go look at the SEC rosters, Florida's got 5 guys, 6'9" or over. Kentucky's only got 3. Now all 3 will play. South Carolina only has 2. Vanderbilt's got 3. Tennessee has 3 scholarship guys that are 6'9" and over. So it's going to be an impact if he can't. The other 2 for Tennessee is Fulkerson, who I wouldn't really consider a big.
Right.
And then Kent, who's not played at all, the kid from out east. The biggest impact is going to be, can we rebound both ends? I think because of our wing length, I think we'll have a really good defensive team.
Okay. All right. You're going to hang with us for another segment. I want to talk to you about the schedule, which, as a guy who used to help with the schedules and do the schedules for UT, this one looks like one of the toughest schedules I've ever seen them line up with. We'll talk about the schedule and what impact that will have on expectations. What are his expectations? We're not going to tell you what your expectations should be, but I'm going to ask this guy for his. Come on back. We'll discuss more UT basketball and then plenty more football to come on the Sports Source.
Hey, when you're away from home, catch us on Facebook Live, our YouTube channel, or on SportsSource.tv.
Let's do it.
This is the Sports Source.